Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Better Radio. I'm Brian.
I'm Liam.
And I've started saying another episode because I'm not actually sure what number episode this is.
I think it's 11. I believe it's episode 11. Speaking of 11, happy 9/11, Brian.
I'm glad we started off. Yes, never forget 9/11. What?
No, that's bad. That's bad.
Did you
That's
see
not funny.
Betty Boop tweeted her?
Betty Boop tweeted
Yeah.
about 9/11?
Yeah.
What did she say? What were her thoughts?
Well, let me pull it up for you because I retweeted it.
You retweeted it?
Oh,
This must be a good Betty Boop. Betty Boop verified?
Yeah, actually.
No way.
I just want to screenshot this so I can put it on in case it gets deleted.
Wow. Can you show that to the people? Can you
Yeah,
show
it'll
that?
be on screen right now.
Oh my god. That's wow.
So Betty Boop is getting dragged currently on Twitter, unsurprisingly, probably.
It's never looked so good. Those towers have never looked so good next to those long legs.
Yeah, so
They go all the way up.
That's where we're at. I think it's every single year. Someone like Garfield did it last year, where it's like Garfield solemnly looking at a picture of the American flag, and you're like, never forget. And if you're someone running a Twitter account for a brand, just don't put your character, especially your cartoon character, in a picture with stuff from 9/11. Do you think that's fair?
I don't know. Garfield, I just think it's context is everything, and I think if you have some new thoughts or ideas, something provocative, perhaps get people thinking about stuff in a different way. I don't know. I don't think anything's off limits in art.
I mean, that's
I
fair.
want
You
a
just gotta be-
9/11 Garfield movie.
I
What was
think that was
Garfield?
just-
What was Garfield up to that day?
I think in terms of
cooking lasagna?
cinematic achievements or disasters, that was pretty much the 9/11 of movies.
The Garfield
The
movie?
Garfield with Bill Murray.
I own it on Blu-ray. Also, Bill Murray's in that film.
Yeah,
I don't actually own it on Blu-ray, but I'm a fake
no one
fan.
does. I'm sure there
But-
was not one Garfield Blu-ray printed.
I think you are woefully underestimating.
All right, let's look it up.
Fandom that surrounds.
Let's see.
Garfield.
How big is Garfield on Blu-ray
Is that what you think that's gonna?
movie?
Google's gonna be like, "Yo, are you drunk? Why are you asking me that?"
Oh, it just gave
It's
me
like,
the
hey, how
suicide
about
prevention-
showtimes for it? Like,
Yeah, just gave me the suicide prevention hotline.
that's
actually.
good. Yeah, it's not letting you leave the page. either.
Garfield the movie on Blu-ray.
What's
how much do you
the-
think it costs? Let's do an over/under.
667.
$667. All right. Hey Jenny, how much do you think the Garfield movie on Blu-ray costs on Amazon right now? Liam said $667. Price is Right rules. You go over, you lose. $9. So Jenny was closer, but she went over. It is $8.84. Congratulations,
What a
Liam.
steal!
You just
What a
won
steal!
a
I'm gonna have to go
Blu-ray
buy the
copy
entire
of
stock.
Of the
At
of
that
Garfield.
price, think
There are
about it,
only
Brian. I could
6
just sell
left
it back. I could sell it back in a week.
There are only 6 left in stock. So
Only 6?
after taxes, you're looking at still under $30.
Well, you're
for
not-
all of them.
Classic, Brian. You're forgetting the rules of economics. So there's 6 in stock?
Yes.
Okay, well, I buy all 6 of them. Suddenly there's no in stock, and there's now a scarcity of a good.
That's true, but is there a
Great.
demand?
You can make a demand for anything. If
It's
suddenly,
like,
if
yeah, someone just bought 6 of them.
no, just suddenly, yeah, someone just bought 6 of them, and on top of that, I think people will start seeing that Garfield sold out. Man, I guess I maybe they haven't
Missed
seen
my
the
chance.
maybe they haven't seen the movie in years. Maybe they have kids now and they could watch it with them and provide Garfield for a new generation.
Right. Well,
Bill Murray as Garfield.
Bill
Bill Murray was Garfield.
No, he was
Jim Davis's character.
Stu?
Is Jim Davis the creator?
Jim?
Jim Davis, I
That
think, is
his
the
name?
original writer.
It might be Jim.
Might be David.
I
Something
do not know
Davis.
who made Garfield. Are you kidding me? That's an outrageous question.
Okay. I just assumed you were as an English major. You knew things like that.
Doesn't mean I know who made every comic.
I would assume you would have you've read a lot of that to get a degree, though.
I got a degree in Garfield comics.
It's
a
really
minor.
it's really crazy, man. It's a really impressive feat. The author there, it's kind of made the same joke for like 60 years.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Do you hate
Tom,
Mondays, Brian?
Maybe
Do you hate Mondays?
Tom.
I hate
I wanna say
Mondays.
it's Tom. Yeah, Garfield hates Mondays more than
Tom,
anyone.
I think it is Tom. The other guy, Tom. Yo, you ever see the video on YouTube sex survey results?
Yeah, he showed it to me. Not all of it though, because our parents' Wi-Fi is terrible, and we were in the living room, like probably 30 feet away from the Wi-Fi router, and
Dude,
it
I
was just like,
fucking hate those people.
it's just like, oh no, oh boy.
Go on. Sorry.
And it's a really long video, so we couldn't finish it because it stopped buffering.
Mm.
I don't know how our parents live with that speed of internet.
I just
get
don't
it.
care about it. You know, be happy. Like, you know, people were doing it for a long time before.
Mm,
People only just recently had that strong a Wi-Fi. Like, to not have that, you know?
yeah. Well, that sounds terrible, but you know what people without Wi-Fi can do?
Suck a dick.
Or go to a comedy festival.
True.
Do you wanna-
That's definitely a horrible lead-in. It's definitely the worst lead-in that there. Leave it. But
So, Liam, tell me about this poster.
so this poster right here is a poster for the Wootenanny Comedy Festival.
Speak into the mic
Sorry.
when you do it. That's okay.
This poster behind us is a poster for the Wootenanny Comedy Festival, which the dates are September 30th through October 6th. It's the Worcester Comedy Festival. You know, it's put on by the Wootenanny Comedy Group. You'll see him around. A very funny gentleman run that.
Right.
And the Wootenanny Comedy Festival is coming to Worcester. It's a series of shows between those dates, a ton of them. I'm featured on the Wednesday 9 p.m. Knicks show that week, the Sullivan Lottery. Which
So, how
should
does
be
it
fun.
work? Is it it's a festival, but it's over multiple days. Is it
In
all
multiple
in one place
venues.
in one giant field? Do you go to different
Yeah,
places?
so no, we don't have. It's not like festival season, baby. Like it's
Yeah.
not like that
I was
exactly.
gonna have to slut it up, you know.
You can still slut it up. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
slutting it up for sure. This is my chance, Brian. This is my big moment. I gotta be pampered.
Right.
And if you look on the poster, it's not. I don't think the cameras will probably pick it up because it's pretty
Just
smaller
speaking to the
font.
mic, man.
Sorry, smaller font in the bottom here. But these are the 5 locations where
Yeah, so it's Nick's.
Nick's
Bar.
Bar on Millbury Street, the Woo-Ha Comedy Club, which is on Franklin Street, the Comedy Attic, which is on Park Ave. George's Coney Island is also going to be hosting
The hot dog
the hot
place.
dog place. No,
Wow.
the great hot dog place in
Oh,
Worcester.
yeah, I remember on Kevin's podcast we talked about doing
Yeah,
stand-up
we did
there.
it. Yep, yeah. There's actually at one site. Hold on, and at the bottom we got Beatniks rounding it out, hosting some
And
shows.
you'll be at the Nick's.
I'll be at the Nick's Bar show, the Sullivan Lottery, at 9 p.m. the Wednesday of that week, which is gotta be October 2nd, I believe. October 2nd. That sounds right to me, because there's not 31 days in September, are there? Are we checking the calendar?
There's not. I know
don't
that
think
for a
so.
fact.
So yeah, it would be the October 2nd, Wednesday, October 2nd.
Wednesday,
9
October 2nd.
p.m. at Nick's. I'll be doing a spot on that show. I'm looking
Very
forward
cool.
to it. But we were just talking about the hot dog place, George's Coney Island hot dogs, which is a great place to get hot dogs as well as see some comedy. There's a really cool show that's going on during this festival, which is Sean Connolly is recording an album.
Oh, cool.
Comedy album at George's Coney Island hot dogs. Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
like putting out his hour, his half hour, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think I believe it's an hour. It looks like, yeah, he's doing 2 different shows that night, 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. So I would imagine like an hour set.
Very cool.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about it. I'm definitely going to be there. That's the Thursday of that week. So, the October 3rd, 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. at George's Coney Island hot dogs. There's also a showcase that night.
So if
at
you want to be
Nick's.
immortalized on someone's comedy album, go to that show.
Yes.
Laugh really hard at all the jokes.
Yeah, it's not about you though. It's
No,
not about
it's
you.
not about you.
Don't be the asshole who's laughing like a seal, At an album
And
recording.
don't
I
yell
don't care if that's how
anything
you
out.
laugh. Definitely don't do that.
We
Definitely
will find you.
don't do that.
We'll
I just
physically
you
assault
definitely
you,
just
but
gave
we'll
people
definitely-
ideas like, oh hey, my life is meaningless at this point in my life. I could just go why don't I just heckle an album recording? That's a great idea. Let me do something with my life.
That'd be so sad. That'd be the most
that would be
pathetic thing.
that'd be really
ever.
you'd be a bad person if you did that. You'd be a real bad person.
I agree.
If you're gonna do that, I don't think they want you there. To be honest, they probably don't. Yeah, but also come there, eat some fucking hot dogs.
Someone will smack you in the face with a wiener. You know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We don't really. Maybe. I don't want them to enjoy it, bro. That's not really like I don't want to threaten them with a good time. You know.
Right.
But yeah, that's Sean Connolly's album recording. I'm super psyched about that one. And then there's, like I said, there's like 20 shows over the course of that week for various things. One-liner madness. It's like a one-liner competition. That's the.
Are you gonna do that?
Saturday. I'm gonna try to do it. I think it's like a separate like application thing. I'm definitely gonna try to be on it though, because I like me a good one-liner. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
But yeah, and then you got Josh Johnson and Nick Chambers over the weekend doing sets at the Woo Ha Ha Comedy Club and the Comedy Attic. So yeah, and then a bunch of other shows just throughout the week at those various locations. But yeah, I was like, how could I whore out this sweet poster? And I was like, let's put it up in the back.
Let's put it on the set. And if I know me, it will never come down.
Yeah, it shouldn't. Yeah, it shouldn't.
this will be a part of the set.
Brian, this is a
until
comedy
we get a
festival.
Professional set.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, this is a comedy festival that your little brother's on.
When we
how exciting is that? How exciting is that, Brian?
It's very exciting.
Thank you. I needed to hear that.
Even when we record the Buffy podcast, when the black sheet comes back down, it will still be there under the Buffy poster, so it's going to be immortalized.
How's that going, by the way? How's the Buffy the Vampire
Great.
Slayer?
We recorded the first 4 episodes. Alex is going to work on a theme song for it.
Oh, talented musician friends.
Exactly.
That's what they're there for.
And then I'm going to put them all together, which I've already like synced the audio and stuff, the easy parts, and just edit it very similar to how we recorded this now. And I followed other Buffy the Vampire Slayer podcasters on Twitter. You know, gotta like their tweets and whatnot. Gotta get in good with the community.
There's a subculture. That's
people love Buffy.
All right, cool. I liked Angel. I saw some episodes of Angel as a kid. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Angel also amazing.
Yeah, it was good. The ending was a little interesting. I mean, I guess, but like I remember thinking about it. Yeah, it was very anticlimactic. But it also is like, what are you gonna? You can just, I don't know. I mean,
I don't want to spoil it, but I remember being not happy.
You weren't happy about it as a fan.
That was the ending. Okay, but I was also younger.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, but yeah, it was kind of like a left you hanging. I remember.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't it David Boreanaz? I'm obsessed with his career because he got cast as Superman for Superman Returns and then had to drop out because of filming for Angel.
Who is that Angel?
Yeah.
Okay, and the guy from Bones?
From Bones.
Yeah.
And then he got cast as Batman in the Batman Begins and also dropped out because of scheduling conflicts with Angel. That's insane.
Yeah, that was dumb both times.
I mean, I get it. You make a commitment to something, you see it through, but also, man, you could have been Batman. You could have been Christian Bale's Batman. He could have been in the Dark Knight.
You know what he probably thinks?
What?
That, like, it worked out. Like,
it worked out for him for sure.
Yeah, but, like, he was never Batman.
He could have
been...
Dude,
Robert Pattinson was Batman before him.
Yeah, he could have been Batman in The Dark Knight, the greatest superhero movie of all time.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
The movie's not that good. I don't mean that. It's a great movie.
Film nerds.
I saw it twice. It's great. It's a great
now
movie.
The Rock's going to beat me up one day. Film nerds are going to hire The Rock to beat us up now.
I'd like to see him try to hire The Rock. He definitely does not talk to those fucking losers that listen to this podcast.
Right. True. Thanks for listening, guys. We love you.
I love every single one of you.
We
more
just
than
don't
Brian
think The
does.
Rock would talk to you.
Definitely not what I said. You're paraphrasing. I was talking about people that would go off of this podcast to then follow up with The Rock to come kick our ass. He definitely would be like, wow, hey, thanks for visiting. Thanks for breaking into my house and asking me this question. I was eating dinner with my family.
I feel like The Rock is the type of guy who would like...
Cheating on my wife.
Oh, what?
I don't know. We just start beef with The Rock.
I feel like we already have beef with The Rock.
I don't know if he's married even.
He is.
Is he? I bet he doesn't cheat on his wife.
He just got married.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, The Rock seems way too wholesome to cheat on his wife.
They try to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Because the only time they could be alone.
Definitely. It's not has nothing to do with The Rock's sex appeal selling
I
millions
feel
of
like even if
tickets a year.
someone broke into his house, The Rock's kind of guy would be like too nice to like call the police. He'd just be like, "Hey man, thanks so much for being a fan enough to violate my privacy and break into my house. Please leave."
I don't know, man. I don't think you work out that much. To
Well,
like
that's the thing, he
not
works out
when
so
someone
much, he has,
someone starts
like-
breaking the law in your house, you're like, oh, here I go. This is what it.
I know. I feel like people like that don't work. They just buy a gun.
That guy?
No, people who are like want someone to break into their house.
Oh yeah.
This is probably, I'd say, 30% of people who buy guns who are like, now I want someone to break into my house. Not even like, oh, just in case. It's like they're sitting there like polishing their gun. Not a euphemism, just actually polishing their gun. Like to see someone try.
I only bought a gun because I thought it'd be easier to break into someone else's house, and I was right, for sure. It was super easy.
It was very easy. Yeah.
I walked in and was like, making the calls here.
Mm-hmm.
Where are your valuables, Mom? And her parents are getting digged today. Hey, vaping.
Yeah, so vaping, well, no, flavored cigarettes, e-cigarettes.
It sounds like to
They're
me
getting
there are
banned.
problems with a lot of different things out there.
Yeah,
Like 7 people have died. Imagine being one of the 7 people who died of vaping. That's like the 6 people that get crushed by a vending machine every year. Like you're a statistic.
so people get crushed by vending machines. I
6
guess
of
I
them
never
every
thought
year.
about that.
6 of them every year.
How do you think that happens?
Well, I don't know if you've ever had a candy bar get stuck in a vending machine, Brian, but it doesn't
I
feel
have,
good.
and I usually
It
just
doesn't
go,
feel. You just walk away. Do you walk
SNL?
away? Do you just walk away?
Well, sometimes I'll try to get something higher to knock it down, but sometimes that also gets stuck.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So
that's
you're
what
just a
it's like.
chump, and
That's
these,
when it's like I'm $2 in. I need to just walk away.
yeah. No, I mean these people are like, I don't know. Some people are just.
Why don't they just shake the vending machine?
Well, that's how it falls on them. That's what happens.
Not gonna shake it enough for it to get momentum to fall on them.
Yeah, dude. That's literally how it happens.
What?
Yes, that's how it goes.
That's insane.
Yes. Well, why? How else do you think it would happen? Like that's the only way. You're moving the thing. It's falling. They're stationary objects
I feel like
usually.
maybe they like put their arm up and then it like they accidentally like bring it forward and falls on them like that.
Certainly, that could happen too.
But like it's too heavy to. You'd have to like push it so hard that it like wobbles back and then comes back so hard that it falls on you. And
I'll be
the whole
honest.
time you're watching this and you're not like, oh, I gotta move. You're like, oh god, that vending machine's falling pretty rapidly.
You know, Brian, if you get crushed by a vending machine one day, I'm just gonna laugh hysterically.
I deserve it.
Yeah,
If I'm not
the
fast
whole
enough to get out
time.
of the way of a vending machine falling, then
No, Brian,
Well, that's just like-
those are people. That was someone's kid.
well, it was.
Yes, it was certainly. Yeah, oh, Jesus. And anyway, vaping and vending machine deaths. That would not be the way I'd want to go. Just because, like, I would hate.
No, vaping.
I would hate
would
to be like. I would hate
embarrassing.
for like the parents to have to like show up and be like, he loved his e-juice and his Snickers.
Yeah.
He was vaping while the vending machine crushed him. He was 1 in a million.
It was truly like hitting the lottery 10 times over, but instead of hitting the lottery 10 times over, he died from oil secreting in his lungs and being crushed simultaneously.
The odds of that happening was crazy. It was like
insane.
Andrew Jackson surviving, getting assassinated twice.
Yeah, but then dying from the flu or something. That's what it would
Something
be
like that. Yeah. It would be.
Who's that president who died from the flu? Or like a cold? It's a forgotten boy in U.S. history, I
Fuck.
feel like.
This is
He
embarrassing.
served for like 15 days or some shit.
Look it up. God, that's annoying. I should know that off the top of my head, but
Well,
I'm gonna say it was Ronald Reagan.
Oh, yeah. No, that's right.
Maybe it was John F. Kennedy. I know he died in office.
Died from
Was it Lincoln? Maybe. Would it have been Abraham Lincoln?
William Harrison.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even like the top. It just didn't get a lot of things done. He got pneumonia, I believe, from. I think he didn't wear a jacket in the rain or something.
Yeah, and gave like the longest speech ever.
Man, what a trip that must have been. Like just being around that energy for 15 days.
You know, there's one person who like was pissed about being in the rain. It was like an acquaintance, not a friend of his, and then had to sit in the rain for even longer
At
while
his
he gave
funeral?
his self-aggrandizing inauguration speech, and then heard he died a few days later, and for like a second was like, good, fuck that guy.
It's like, wow, that's this is nuts. It's like a movie. You can't write this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it FDR, he
He got shot.
got shot in the middle of a speech,
Mm.
and then kept giving the speech
Yeah, because
because he's a badass. That's what you
So
do.
like you need more than that to kill a bull moose? Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, I hope so.
He
I don't
says,
know if
I'm
that's what
pretty
he
sure
said.
it's some gangster shit he said to the shooter.
When presidents survive getting shot, they say some real gangster stuff. My favorite, or one of my favorites, is Ronald Reagan. He was making jokes the whole time when he after his game. He said to the doctor, it was like, "Man, I really hope you're a Republican." Like, he says he's going under or some shit like that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know. You got to have some gallows humor. Oh, you know what I mean? If you just survived some maniac trying to shoot you because he
Guys
thought
like-
Jodie Foster would fuck him, that's got to be like, wow. And I'm president of the
People
United
fucking
States.
love movies.
Bedtime for Bonzo.
Remember
Yeah,
that sketch?
that's a
Oh,
great sketch.
so
What
good.
kids you know?
What is
Great
he
sketch
doing? So
comedy.
good.
Yeah. They would probably. Do you think they would fly today?
Not all of their sketches.
I think they'd have a different type of following that they wouldn't want,
Yeah.
being called the whitest kids you know
Hmm.
in the age of the internet.
Well, I think the name's fine. The name's so funny. You know, like got it from people just being like, "Man, you guys are the whitest kids."
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like.
Just
I mean,
like the alt right.
well, we were just talking about
love
the alt
these
right. Yeah,
guys,
they'd be put on a pedestal for that because, like, I mean, you remember we were just talking about like that shooter in New Zealand was screaming, like, subscribe to PewDiePie as he was ending people's lives.
Yeah, that was really fucked up.
Yeah.
But that was like a meme at the time because he was in the battle with T-Series to be like the #1 most subscribed person. Like Mr. Beast was a big proponent. Like Mr. Beast
makes
and
it
his
okay.
friends. No, I'm just saying that guy probably didn't really like have any association or love for PewDiePie. He just knew that it would be like a trending thing if he said that.
Mm.
He's a monster, and I hope every bad thing happens to him in the world.
Is he dead? I thought he was dead.
No,
No
he's one of
shit.
those people who did not kill himself after.
Yeah, what a bitch.
It's the new trend of mass shooters.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that that's what Breivik did, right? The guy.
Yeah, I think this guy was
in
inspired
Oslo.
by him. Should probably move on. It's not
Do you think so?
a funny topic for people. I feel like.
We've only talked about two of them.
Yeah, it's a downer show.
There's a lot of them. There's a
But
lot
in
of them.
between, we talked about people getting crushed by vending machines, which is not funny, but is a little funny.
It's a lot funny.
Okay, well, Jenny
Thanks,
said
Jenny.
it. We didn't say it. So, Jenny, it's a lot funny being crushed by a vending machine. 2020. That's her campaign slogan.
We can legally, like as of today, fuck Ground Zero.
Wow. Right.
I don't do that. We can cut this. It didn't work. We can cut this if it didn't work. That's fine too.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But now
cut it. I don't know. Maybe.
we got the Freedom Tower down there at Ground Zero.
They should have built Stark though.
The Stark Tower.
That'd be so much better.
Yeah, but it's just like
Like that would really show Al Qaeda or Dick Cheney.
oh
Jury's still out.
yeah. Well, just cut her off aggressively.
Where were you? Where were you on 9/11, Brian?
I was in my 3rd grade classroom.
Do you remember it at all?
No, I remember. Yeah, I do actually remember. So I remember.
Yeah. I mean, how old are you? Like 9,
8,
10,
8. I was 8. I remember teachers like coming and talking to each other and like whispering and being like, "That's weird," but they didn't say anything and they didn't let us out early. And then I remember coming home and no one else was home. I turned on the television, and back then the TV like would start on like CBS or something, like no matter what. It just like when you turned it on, that was the channel that it like came on. And so I was like seeing this and being like, what is happening? Why is no one here to explain this to me? And then we had a picture in our like, I think it was in our bathroom of like the New York skyline. I just remember like taking the picture and just being like, so this isn't there anymore. Those two buildings. That's weird. And then also, I remember someone saying, like, on the news, she was like doing a report in front of the towers when it happened, being like, this is a war. And then I was like, oh, we're in a war. And then, like, as dad, I was like, did you know we're in a war? And he was probably like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
obviously knew about it, but that's what I remember. I remember, and then, of course, like, parents probably explained it to me and all that. But
It's Dick Cheney.
I was too young to, like, know.
Yeah.
Not that I was too young to care. I just wasn't, like,
No,
emotionally
you didn't really
mature enough
understand.
to
You didn't
understand
understand
anything.
You'd never experienced like any real loss at that point, you know.
Right.
And like, it's hard to compartmentalize it, really, especially, and it's so fucked up. It was such a horrible fucking thing. I don't like. It's weird. I was like asking about it because like I was still too young. I was like 4 or 5. I don't remember a goddamn
yeah, like
thing.
4.
I think I had a pretty lit birthday. Parents might have been compensating for the world ending.
I do
but-
remember a lot of flags, like flags on every telephone pole in the house. That was a big thing.
Really?
Yeah,
How long did that last for?
like a year maybe.
Yeah.
It was a while. It was a good amount of time. I thought they should have just kept it all year. Would have been nice.
You get into Nazi territory and you start doing stuff like that. It's just supposed to show that you're patriotic, but you gotta get the point eventually.
But yeah, so I had 8 years in a pre 9/11 world, but I didn't understand. So
Which
pretty
was
much
better.
my whole life was post
You don't
9/11
remember?
world.
Yeah.
Grew up with it. Grew up with like movies about fighting terrorists and TV shows about stopping
24.
terrorism. Yeah, 24.
Big one.
Actually, I think 24 season 1 was airing before 9/11 happened.
Can't ask. That really fell in their laps, huh?
Yeah, I honestly do think that I won't say all of its popularity, but a good sizable portion of its popularity probably did come from like, yeah, Jack Bauer's fucking killing terrorists, you know, fuck terrorists.
And it makes sense, man.
It was a good show, I felt, for the first few seasons. It also was like an important show because it was the first show I ever saw where they had a like black president, President Palmer. He's the Allstate guy now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen enough of that show, like
That
really,
guy's
but I
cool.
remember that guy. Yeah, it was. I remember thinking it
And
was
when
the
like
same.
Obama was
I was so
getting
young, I
elected.
thought he was the same person as the insurance guy.
Yeah, oh, he is the Allstate.
No, I know, but like I thought like he
President
was.
Palmer
The President
was-
Palmer was also.
He's a fucking awesome president in that show, and he's just a really good actor. And you know, I remember when Obama was getting elected, I was like,
Was he a good
awesome.
president in that show?
Yeah, he was a very good president. His
Oh, yeah.
brother,
Or with all
terrible-
the
terrible
terrorists.
president.
Oh wow.
It's not his fault terrorism was happening.
I didn't mean to put that on him. I'm sorry.
Yeah. His
It's not
brother
the real
was
world.
his brother was not a great president though.
Dick Cheney.
He was later on in the series.
Yeah.
He became the president. You know, I think because that's just how politics are.
Yeah.
At least they were
Yeah.
before Trump just destroyed all semblance of normalcy in politics.
It's a new world, baby.
Yeah. I also feel like West Wing was on at the time. I feel like that was very popular.
Was it? Yeah.
Probably because
I thought
you
that was in the
know, dealt
90s,
with-
but maybe
Yeah, I don't know.
maybe it was like into early 2000s or whatever.
Right. But yeah, man, I don't know. 9/11 was something that I lived through, but I didn't really live through. Does that make
Alright.
sense?
I'm sorry I asked because I thought you might have had some nuanced opinion on it, but you're just like,
I was 8. I was like,
I was 8.
all right, well, this is pretty horrible, I guess, but Power Rangers is on, so we're going to have to change this channel.
yeah.
It's probably my idiot 8-year-old self.
It was probably, I don't know, better for you.
I do think it probably did have an impact on our generation, like me coming home and turning on the television and seeing buildings on fire and shots of people running from collapsing buildings.
Well, it definitely started there, and then every 3 months we were
Right.
reinstated with like a mass shooting or some innocent
Yeah.
kid getting fucking murdered by a cop or like.
Yeah, it's just like it felt like I don't want to be like dramatic and be like that was the day innocents died, but it was also like definitely a moment where it's like, oh shit, that can happen in real life. Also.
Well, I think that was just like that was a big moment where we as like a society had been shaken and like to the core. You know, we had U.S. has never, you know, historically hasn't had a lot of, you know, the only thing comparable to that would be Pearl Harbor. You know, and that was, you hear people you heard people talking about that and how crazy that was.
Mhm.
Then when 9/11
Yeah, that
happened,
was the
they called it the new
benchmark
Pearl
for-
Harbor. You know.
Yeah. But yeah, so you probably don't remember anything.
No, I don't at
Yeah.
all. I remember. I mean, once I started paying attention, I just kind of thought, war was something that was always going on. And then, I grew up and I realized that is kind of what happens ever since,
Well,
since like
certainly
the 90s.
since- Yeah. It's crazy, man.
It's the
Like
Gulf War,
people,
really.
people getting very patriotic. Pat Tillman quit the NFL and joined the Army.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what.
Became Army Ranger and got killed by friendly fire, and then that got covered up, and then years later it was revealed that he was killed by friendly fire.
Man, what a good episode. A lot of uplifting moments here.
It was very like
I mean,
it was very propaganda-y. Like they used it like, look at this man. He had it all going for him. He was in the NFL, and he gave it up, and he went and fought for his country and got killed by terrorists. And that was like the narrative I remember for like years. And
Yeah. There was a lot of media, let's call them altercations.
Alterations.
Alterations. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. Yeah, it's usually the right word.
Right.
Alterations. Yeah, alterations.
Yeah.
Let's call it altercations. Yeah, that's definitely. Let's call it alterations. There were a lot of alterations.
Oh
that
yeah,
I
no,
made.
I think those are
know if you've ever
called
heard of-
lies. Yeah.
No, alternative facts.
Wow, now they are.
They're just alternative facts, bro.
Do you think Woot Natty's gonna be mad that this is the episode to get their poster behind us?
Nah, that's pretty on brand for me. It's fine.
Like, hey guys, you were in the podcast. What'd you talk about? Well, we started off talking about vending machine deaths and ended up talking
Just
about
talking about
9/11.
disasters that
You know?
happen in cities the
Yeah.
whole time. That's all we talked about.
Sometimes I think about when I worked in Boston primarily, not anymore, thank God. No, Boston's great. It's just going on the train was a nightmare, as we covered in one of our podcasts. I thought about like, what if this is such a fucking ridiculous thought, but it's like, what if a solar flare hit Earth and all the power went out in Boston right now?
That's not that
How
crazy of a
would
thought.
I get out of Boston?
Walk.
That would be my only move, but
It's not that far, man. It's not as far as you think. I know
Yeah.
someone who walked from like Boston to New York.
what?
Yeah.
That's insane.
He did. Yeah. It's a great story. I'll tell you sometime. But they broke
How
a bunch of
long did
laws.
that take?
Not that long. They just were really. They kept at it,
Holy shit, we should
Yeah.
have them on the podcast.
Sure, they would be down, but I would have to not bring this story up the whole time because
Until
they
come
broke
on.
a ton of laws.
Wow.
Yeah, they
Oh,
broke
Yeah.
murder,
Whoop.
a lot of murder.
Wow.
They were running from the cops
The whole time?
whole time. They killed 3 cops
Oh, wait, what?
and 9/11. They did 9/11.
Dick Cheney went from Boston
Dick
to
Cheney.
New York?
Yeah, it's got that.
He's
Yo, you know what's really funny about Dick Cheney?
got no heart, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
He's got a robotic heart that pushes his blood. It doesn't beat. It just,
he's gonna live to be 300 years old.
yeah, they're going to replace all of his organs. With,
And they're gonna
robots,
put his brain in like younger, sexier Dick Cheneys
I don't want to
that
think
they've
about that.
built in labs. Why?
That's a
That's all I think about.
That's a terrible thought,
Dick Cheney with a 6-pack.
but still his same face and
Yeah,
head.
same face and head. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was watching that movie Vice
Yeah.
recently by Dick Cheney, which is it's an interesting movie. I think it's entertaining for sure. But they brought up something that's such like it was so fucking funny.
Mhm.
You ever seen the story of the guy Dick Cheney shot in the head? Like
Yeah, with a bird shot.
yeah,
like shotgun.
yeah, with a birdshot shotgun.
Yeah, I remember that happening at the time, like being like, "What? The president shot somebody?" Like, yeah, but he's not dead.
He's not the. He's only he's the vice president, but in that case he was the president. But
I said vice president. The Freudian slip.
yeah, it was a Freudian slip. There it is. But the guy that he shot in the head had to like apologize
Yes.
publicly
To him,
to Dick Cheney and
Yeah.
his family for the suffering that he caused getting shot in the head.
it was just selfish of him to put his face in front of those shots, in my opinion.
Way out of line.
Yeah,
They could have been eating duck, having a good time.
he ruined the trip.
I heard he was. Yeah, he did. I heard Cheney was drunk. I already said he would do it again.
Did he like go missing for like a day?
I think he did. I think
he
was
went
in hiding.
like AWOL for a day.
Yeah, he took like some hallucinogens and just went bird hunting with his buddy, shot him in the head, and just ran into the woods. He's like, oh God, everything's fucked. Everything's ruined. We're not going to be able to invade Iraq again. I don't know what happened.
It's like, I need to invade Iraq as a diversion to this.
Yeah.
Cheney's the kind of guy, I don't want to say this, he's going to murder me, but he's the kind of guy who like shot him and everyone's freaking out.
Dick Cheney did 9/11 like 4 or 5 times.
He hears that every day. He knows what he did.
He just like, yeah, every time.
Yeah.
Just sitting in an armchair.
He gets a slight chub every time someone says it.
Popping open a beer, rubs his dog's ears. He's just like, fuck yeah. Kicks his feet up. Big leather couch.
He's like, dying. Like, I'm never going to die.
It was like, I'm going to live longer than you.
Yeah. Which is pretty normal for a dog. But also, I'm like 89 right now or some shit.
And it's like it's a puppy. He just, every time he gets a new one, he's just like, I'm going to live longer than you.
Yeah, he needs to let him know immediately.
Yeah.
But no, he's a guy who I just imagine he shot the guy and everyone was freaking out. And he just like reloads and like, well, we got never leave a job unfinished. You know what I'm saying?
His wife's just like trying to Dick. He's
like, we gotta kill him.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell people.
He's gonna tell people. What do you mean, dude? He's bleeding. He's screaming. Like people are gonna hear his screams. Like,
he's like, shut up. Stop yelling. Stop yelling. Listen to me. We're gonna go home. We're gonna bring you back. You're gonna go on the news. You're gonna apologize for this mess. You ruined the trip.
Or I'll come back and I'm not just going to stop shooting you.
Yeah.
I know your family. I brought them out here. I paid for everyone's travel.
Yeah. And he said, I'm going to live longer than you.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to live longer than you. And then just pats them on the shoulder and stands up
as he's profusely bleeding everywhere on the ground. He's
get up, champ.
I am going to go for a walk in the woods. And when I get back, this had better have gone away.
Yeah, this is going to be resolved. It's not my problem. I am the leader of the free world.
Mm-hmm. And he just walks away and everyone's staring at him. He's like 20 feet and just does like a bird call and then shoots a bird out of the... He's like, got one. He's like, holy shit.
That was a good shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good shot. That's a good shot.
It was a great shot. He shot his fan in the head so well.
So he's like, can you help me? The guy on the ground. Like, oh, yeah, Jesus.
You a big Dick Cheney fan?
I'm more a fan of like this caricature of Dick Cheney that we're creating then.
I think is a spot on. I read a lot of his books. I read all of them. He's my favorite
president
that did 9/11.
Yeah, ever.
Yeah, for sure. Number 1. Top 10.
I feel like it's kind of weird too. Like some people were sharing like a video of George Bush throwing out the first pitch at like a Yankees game or some shit after 9/11. It's like, I guess this is a good moment, but
when are we invading Iraq?
Yeah, like why are you
Let's get to
this?
business.
Yeah, Dick Cheney didn't have time to throw any balls over the plate.
And you know, George was trying to calm down. It's like, it's going to be at least 2003. It's going to be at least 2003 to be convince everyone to...
Do you mind if I go play baseball? He's like, do what you got to do, George. We'll tell you what's happening when you get back.
Yeah. Shuts the door. Like, I'm going to make so much fucking money.
Oof, this podcast took a turn.
No, it didn't. This podcast.
You're like, no, it actually stayed pretty consistent
the whole way. This is our most consistent episode, I think, to be totally honest with you.
That's true. I hope
we just
people
took a deep dive into the Twilight Zone today. It was a good one.
I don't know what I'm gonna label this episode.
Dick Cheney did 9/11 is what I would do if we wanted to.
I think we'll get like banned.
You think so?
Someone will get mad.
Shadow banned, maybe.
That's worse.
I know. That's way worse.
You think it's fine?
Yeah, and there's like no idea.
Slowly driven crazy by your numbers not being good. Then you like lash out.
Yeah, man, it's dangerous. I get like 20 likes on a tweet and I get fucking high. I start grinding my teeth. I don't sleep at night.
I remember there's one tweet I had that went viral and semi-viral. I don't want to say it went really viral. That's like 100,000 likes, I would say.
Is that what the...
It only got like 2 or 3, maybe.
1,000?
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Still good. It was when BuzzFeed released like the thing about the Steele dossier. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
About Trump like getting peed on by Russian prostitutes. I just tweeted, "Well, it looks like Alec Baldwin's getting peed on this Saturday," and like a lot of people liked it. And I just My phone was like an avalanche of notifications, and I was like, I don't know what to do right now.
Yeah,
I'm happy, but I'm not prepared for this.
that's funny.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, it's because you're kind of not supposed to know what 2,000 people think of you at the same
Yeah.
time. That's not how human beings were designed. That was human beings designing a machine that could do that. It's not
Yeah.
stuff we're equipped to deal with. That's why
Right.
celebrities always go fucking crazy.
So fortunately, we're toiling in obscurity on We Could Get Everything, and we're not famous because, oof, boy, that'd be terrible.
We wouldn't do this for fame.
Right, only for money. What is that?
It's better.
Yes,
Sounds better.
Only doing this for your Patreon money.
Do you have a Patreon?
No, not yet. I'm thinking 10,000 subscribers, because when we get to 10,000 subscribers, that at least is like, well, people here that like us.
Yeah, that's a move.
Yeah.
That's a good move. That sounds right.
And I used to watch a YouTube channel. I can't remember the name of it anymore. I just remember him being like, when he got to like 100,000 subscribers, he's like, I'm launching my Patreon because I've not made 1 cent because I've never run ads or taken money for brand deals yet. And I was like, you're an idiot.
How many subs do you have?
He had 100,000 at the time.
Interesting.
I was
Do you
like,
make any money at that point? Like from views even?
he would have, yeah, if he had turned ads on.
But you don't make any money unless you have ads on?
Right.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, if you have ads,
Yeah, it
and,
makes a lot of sense.
You can get brand deals, like Squarespace, like Puma. Yeah. So if Puma wants to sponsor
I've
us,
worn
you can
Puma
just pay us
suede.
in shoes.
I've worn
'cause
Puma
that's literally
suede.
the shoes we wear all the time.
I've worn Puma suede since middle school, I think.
Same,
The
same.
best shoes on earth, dude. I hiked Half Dome in Puma suede.
Oh, that's
Real
insane.
dumb. Really
Yeah.
stupid. It was super dumb. But a lot of people up there are like, wow, this kid's psychotic. The whole time going up, this kid's a
Like,
fucking
hey,
idiot.
Let me go behind you when you're going down because you're
Yeah.
definitely gonna slip.
No, yeah, no. Hey, this. I'm gonna talk very positively of Puma suede. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, granted, all I did was hike in Puma suede because
Right,
it's the
you're
only
used
shoes
to
I had.
it.
Yeah, I'm like accustomed to it completely. But it was a good shoe. It got me there. I didn't slip. And there's
How
some.
hard was Half Dome?
It's not easy, I guess. I did it during a wildfire, which was
Yeah, that was not a
super
great
badass. The coolest thing I've ever done. I got really sick, but I don't know. I think it's doable. I did it. I did a solo hike.
Because I kind of want to do it, but I also don't want to die.
I'll take you to it, and we can decide all the way up there if you're too much of a bitch or not.
I probably will be.
It's really scary. We should put some pictures of it. It's a scary hike,
we
man.
will. Do you have anyone I can use?
Yeah, I got
Please?
some. I got
Alright,
some.
yeah,
Yeah.
send it to me. I can put a
Yeah.
slideshow on.
If I took a couple screenshots of someone taking like high res photos, we should still use them and not give them credit.
Well, we'll definitely give them credit. Their Instagram or whatever. No.
They're
Okay.
my photos. Prove it, motherfucker. And I don't know, that hike was awesome. Yeah, I had to go the day before to get a permit because so many people have died doing it.
Holy shit.
I had to get up at I got up at 4 a.m. that day. Got in line. No one got in line until 6. So I was alone listening to Joe Rogan.
It's like,
No, I couldn't listen to Joe Rogan.
What
'cause
is
I had no
happening?
I had no Wi-Fi, so because
Oh.
it was in the middle of the park, so I was just in like a corner there, like parked
It's
outside the
God
Rangers.
giving you a chance to not do this.
Yeah, I was just sitting there and waiting, and eventually this guy came over. We followed each other on Instagram. I haven't seen him since. I think his name's Airhop on Instagram or something like
Alright,
that.
shout out.
Good guy.
Hop.
Good guy. We chatted. We actually ended up hanging out that day, but yeah. So you get a permit, and then you are allowed to. The permit was for. I don't think I'm gonna say I'm breaking a law. I'm gonna just give me a second to think here. So I'm gonna say I totally did an overnight in Upper Yosemite because that's what the permit was there for. What I actually might have done was I got the permit and I did the whole hike in one go. I didn't do an overnight.
Where are you supposed to overnight?
There's a
Get
place
acclimated
Upper
to
Yosemite. No, this is a very long hike. It's just a really long hike, and I just did it all in one. It's like 12 miles, but it's
Just ran,
no. I mean, it started at like 3.
sprinted up Half Dome.
It was really hard conditions to hike up because
Yeah.
the fucking smoke was coming down all over us. It was bad. When you got up there, man, it was weird because you were on a giant rock, and it was just like the whole valley was like a layer of smoke. It was
Right.
cool, very beautiful and like but weird at the same time because I at the time I hadn't realized how bad the fire really was until you got up there and kind of got a perspective, and then that's actually when I realized I had to get the fuck out of there.
Like,
But
I'm gonna leave this state.
yeah, because
Fuck
it
this.
so much could have gone wrong like so fast. There's only like 3 ways out, and like one of the ways had closed, and the fire was just
One of the
moving
ways is
back
you
and
have to
forth.
actually climb up Half Dome again, and
I mean, you could always do
shoot
it. You could
off
always
of
do it that way, but yeah,
You know, like paraglide,
yeah.
like
But
in the squirrel suits all
Yeah.
the way to Vegas.
the
It's the only way.
the hike itself is like it's long, right? It's up. It's pretty. It's points of it that are brutal,
Right.
I think. But as someone that's not like in the best shape ever, but like the last like ascension, I'm going up alone, and I can see Half Dome, and I'm like, oh wow, there it is. I'm getting up to it, and there's like this slope, like 45, 50 degree, 60 degree like slope that like leads up to it. There's no one else around. I'm just like, the trail literally walks right up to it, and then it's like a really like I will put photos in, but like a slope, a pretty high slope, and you're supposed to just climb up on the slope and walk up it, even though it's smooth, and on either side it's
Right.
the end. It's total like hundreds of feet drop, and then after that you're on the I think it's Sentinel Dome, which is the dome right before Half Dome, and from that up is when you get the fucking carnival ride, like ladder that goes all the way up to this, all the way up the side of Half Dome.
Oh
Like
yeah.
metal poles that you climb like up.
That ladder is just there to give you a false sense of security. It's not.
Didn't have it. I didn't have. Trust me, Brian. I didn't have any sense of security.
Yeah.
I didn't have any like ropes on or anything. I just had a good. Like there was a guy up there. Like when I went up there, he was. I don't know. It was very weird energy because when you're going up there again, you're not strapped in. You're freaking the fuck out. It's really scary. You look to the right, you look to the left. It's hundreds of feet, and you're just you fuck up at all, you're done.
Jesus.
So
Maybe I don't want to do
it's
this.
I don't know, dude. I would take you to it to do it, but like I would need to be talking to doing it again when I was up there, even though I've done it before.
Maybe I just go see it and take a picture of it.
Yeah, I
and
can.
then
Yeah,
go
totally.
home.
I can show you some really cool stuff out there when we
Yeah.
go. I know some fucking cool off the beaten path stuff now, but that like last ascension, dude, you're going up and you're freaking out. Afterwards, when you're on top, there's only one way back down, just down the ladder, and
Just
there's people
slide
coming
down,
up.
right?
Yeah, you kind of slide. It's
a
easier.
giant metal slide.
It's
Just go
easier to
down.
do it, but there's like 6 feet in between each plank. So you're like sliding on fucking.
Fuck that.
Dude, it's awesome. I loved it. It was a great time. Really cool stuff. But
Jesus.
you're sliding down. I mean, dude, whatever. Fucking that other guy like ascended El Capitan with his bare hands. So like,
Yeah, that guy's insane.
I met him. I told you
you
I met
really?
him, right? Yeah, yeah. What? What's his name?
In Yosemite?
What's the guy's name? He has a documentary out. It's on Joe Rogan.
He was on Joe Rogan.
Just fucked up. I met him in person. I'm such a piece of shit.
I'm sure he doesn't remember your name either.
No, he definitely does.
Oh, right.
I tattooed it on him.
Oh, wow. That's
We had a crazy night.
guy who climbed El Capitan without ropes. Alex
Arnold. Alex Arnold. Yeah. So I'm in base camp, which is like one of the restaurants out in Yosemite.
Fuck that.
Yeah, dude, you got to watch the documentary. It's pretty amazing.
I watched half of it on a plane and I was like, nope. Nope.
The second half of it is where the really cool stuff happens. So you really should watch it, man. It's amazing. But yeah, so I met him at base camp, which is like one of the restaurants out there. I'm waiting on one of my buddies who was, I think, getting off the shift. And my other friends, Josh, he just starts geeking out. And he's like, holy shit, do you know who that is? And I did not. And he goes over and he starts saying it's Alex Arnold, and I just say, hey, nice to meet you. I mean, I was my buddy was really excited about it, but I kind of felt like a piece of shit not knowing who he was. But it was kind of hard to see, like to recognize just a giant ball sack That guy's testicles are
Right,
huge.
yeah.
Like that guy's insane.
Don't understand how he climbed up with testicles. That
Actually, I heard it's easier.
Oh.
It's probably easier. You can rest. You know,
on them,
yeah,
like
yeah.
beanbag chair.
just like beanbag chairs. But no, that guy is insane. But yeah, anyway, my Half Dome, which was badass too, obviously.
I mean, most people probably wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Did you
Fuck
do it?
that.
If you no, the thing is, I don't know.
Dude,
I feel like if you go up all the
immediately.
time. If you go up, no, it's not like it's all upper body, like, but like you can rest. You just gotta not get in your own head.
Yeah.
But like when you're going down, I was talking so many people like just to get around them.
Yeah.
Like there were people that's freaking out, holding on to the thing, shaking and shit, and I'm like, hey,
I need to get down.
I was like, hey, you can do this. You can fucking do this, knowing full well that like there's no reason to think that they can do this. It's really scary, but I need to get around them. So I would, like a number of people, I just like would motivate, get past them, keep going. It was a really weird energy, man. At some point, like towards the end, there were probably like 20 people up and down it. So it was it doesn't sound, that's not as crowded as it probably sounds, but yeah, it was pretty amazing. One of the coolest things I've ever done. But yeah, I got
It's insane.
afterwards, I saw you the next day, and I'm sure you remember. I was like fucked up. Like I don't know. I was very off for like those first 2 days. I was just kind of like recovering, and I was a little jet lagged too, obviously. But yeah, it was because I had a really like horrible lung infection as a result of the smoke.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was good. And then everyone like left, and it turns out I also had mono manifesting in me at the same time. I got
was a good time.
I got hospitalized. That was fun. It was a good time.
Oh, that's so fun.
I was so lit.
Oh man. All right. Was there anything else you want to add to this episode?
Anything you want to add to this episode?
Yeah.
No, I mean I don't know. I feel like we just kind of like riff. when we
Yeah,
do
that
these
was
things.
the whole episode was a giant riff. So I hope people like it.
Yeah,
It was fun to do. I hope people like it.
I hope so. I think it was entertaining. I think people.
Where can they find you online?
I am at Real Liam Marr on Twitter, and Mar at Mar.Liam on Instagram, I think.
Gotcha. And you can find me on Twitter at the fake BMAR. That's BMARR. You can find the channel on Twitter at WG Everything, on Instagram on Wicked Good Everything. You can follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/WickedGoodEverything, or subscribe to this channel, Wicked Good Podcast. We need 100 subscribers to get that custom URL. So
Woo-hoo.
do your part. Help out. You can also find us on iTunes and Better Radio. Just search it. Leave us some ratings on there. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell your enemies. We're interested in everyone listening and watching.
I actually remembered something. I should
Okay,
promote.
yeah.
September 25th, my 22nd birthday.
Yes.
I'm going to be on a show at the Dark Rose Saloon. It's not
All
just
right.
the open mic, which I will be hosting an open mic a week from today at the Dark Rose Saloon,
Nice.
which is the 18th. Yeah, the 18th. I'll be hosting the regular open mic. But the 25th, the Dark Rose is doing their first showcase there.
Nice.
Yeah, so it'll be a kind of an off week at the Dark Rose. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I think Kevin Knightley will be hosting, or I don't know if we're going to be doing a co-host thing. I think it should just be him. I'm excited, man. It's a cool thing to do for my birthday. I'm excited about that.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
So check out the Dark Rose Saloon.
September 25th,
Coming up.
2019.
Don't
And
forget
then
to
the
send
Woo Nanny
Liam,
Comedy Festival, we'll be hyping it up the whole time.
Yeah, and subscribe as a present to Liam.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Maybe send me photos of you doing house chores.
All right, you heard him. Send him some help.
I don't want that. I was just.
Hey, leave us a comment about.
I want naked photos.
No.
Naked photos.
No.
That's what I want.
Can't
Give them to me.
do that.
Send them my way. This has been a great episode, Brian. I think let's wrap it up.
Yeah, we
Don't send me
gotta
anything.
wrap this up. Don't send Liam anything ever. Subscribe to us, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.